I got all the weird thoughts. I get depressed, you know. So my therapist asked me about it. He's like, "Do you get depressed?" And yeah. He's like, "Are you suicidal?" And I said, "No, I'm not. I'm not suicidal, but I do think about suicide. You know, it comes to mind. Not that I want to do it, but like I think like if I did it, what would a funny way be?" What would a funny way be? I don't know. Maybe you get a job at a restaurant. Be like, "Hey, want to see the specials?" And maybe you go to the top of a water slide, and as you're about to go down, like blow your head off and make the corpse go like through the whole course of the slide, like all the turns and all the kids at the bottom of the pool splashing to see a headless stump. Yeah. You know, funny. And I do think you would think that was funny, even if you were at the water park, even if that was your kid in the pool. Later, once you got him out of the pool, you dried him off in the car on the ride home, you think about it like, oh, that's a good bit. Like that, he made a corpse go wee. Like, he like paid admission to the park. Got in a bathing suit, like it's a good bit. I'm not suicidal though. I get it. I understand why you would. I'm not saying you should. I get it. Some people are surprised when someone does it. I'm not really surprised. What surprises me is that some people haven't already killed themselves. That's shocking. You know anyone like that? Where every time they show up, you're like, really? Another day? As you. Okay. Wow. Really trying your luck here. I get it. And I think I also feel like I should mention that I'm not an insensitive person. I understand that suicide is a tough subject to talk about and joke about, especially. Sometimes people get offended when you make a suicide joke, and I think that's okay. You're entitled to feel how you want to feel. But what's interesting to me is I've noticed that the people who get offended at suicide jokes, it's never suicidal people. It's never like someone dealing with it themselves. It's like suicide adjacent people, right? Suicidal people fucking love suicide jokes. Love them. And you know why? Because it's kind of their thing. Seriously, everyone has a thing. Like if you're married, maybe you like jokes about marriage. You'd be like, oh, honey, that's so us. Or whatever, you know? Yeah, suicidal person hears a suicide joke, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, well, I can't tell anyone, but that is so me. You're gonna find out in a note how good that joke really was, and then really regret not laughing more later. It's cathartic. No, that's the point. The point is that it's a cathartic thing. If you're dealing with those private, painful, personal, dark thoughts, to hear them talked about and made light of in a public forum, it's cathartic. There's a release there. You feel connected to something, so it feels like there's some kind of a release of the tension. The people who get offended are the friends and family of the suicidal person. I had a woman at a show once. She was like, that's not funny. My nephew killed himself. Do you think that's funny? I was like, what? No, I didn't know that happened. I'm not talking about that. That's not funny. That is actually incredibly sad. You know, mostly because you know who to love these jokes is your dead nephew. Like, that's the person. That's the person they're for. Yeah, my target market is missing. Tragic. And maybe if he would have heard these jokes, he wouldn't have felt as alone as he obviously did. My point is, if you don't like a joke, that's okay. Just let it go over your head so it can hit the people behind you that it's meant for. Don't block it with outrage and let it go. Right? That joke isn't for everybody. Kind of like being alive. You know, there's a lot of parallels. There's a lot of parallels. And I feel like there's some people at this point who really, really hate this joke. and they just want it to end. And, well, yeah, now you know how suicidal people feel about life. And I understand the content here is charged, but structurally that joke is bulletproof. And I think we need to acknowledge that. We don't have to love the message, but let's appreciate the architecture, because it's pretty... Joke is kind of like the Catholic Church, right? Where it's like, yeah, I don't like what they're saying, but oh, wow. It's beautiful.